Now it's recording, right, Brian?
Yep, now it is. I'm glad you said that because I forgot. Okay. Well then.
Good job, Bella.
All right. So I just started the recording talking about using this bar up here that's called graph search, right? You could search people that live up with my laptop right now. People that live in certain states. So people that live in Iowa. And it'll give you a list of people that live in Iowa, right? So you can go through and add everybody that's got mutual friends and everything. And let's see, weight loss groups. Montana, is that your mic? You're unmuted?
No, I'm not unmuted.
Hold on, let me go back and mute these again.
Hey, Tiffany and Bruton, I see you.
All right. Lordy. All right. So yeah, graph search bar. So people, like I said, just play around with it. You can find a lot of stuff on here. Weight loss groups, work at home groups, people that live in certain places, people that work at Walmart.
Here's the thing though about groups. Okay, so I don't know if many of you know, like I built a double diamond just using groups and off my personal page. I did nothing with my business page whatsoever until after I hit double diamond. And the thing about those groups is, one, you want to make sure those groups are active. You want to make sure they have other likes and comments and people are engaging in those groups. And you want to post nothing about It Works in there. You want to post a vision that catches people's attention to want to know more. So I never posted anything about It Works. I would post something like, I'm a mom who went from $50 left in the month to $2,000 a month. I'm looking for 3 more people who want to work from home with me. And then I would post like a selfie or something. And the thing is like Jade Hooper says, the most creative wins the race, right? There's lots of It Works distributors. So set yourself apart from other people in those groups. Don't post what other people are posting. And like just set yourself apart in general as an It Works distributor. All of you guys are unique and have different things to bring to the table. So just use that. And I don't ever post like products in those parties or in those groups or anything like that.
Yeah. All right. So did I just exit out again? This computer is acting so crazy right now. All right. So okay, I typed in up top, Montana Bree Long's groups, right? Let me exit out of this. And then once it comes up, you come over and click on groups. And these are all the groups that you can go and follow or join. And this will give you guys a head start. You could even go to my groups and follow those as well, because I actually went through and edited a lot of them. And I think I still only have on there the ones that were working for me. So yeah, you can go through and try it that way. For those of you that didn't hear or that just got on not so long ago, you can go through your friends list. So if your friends won't let you post on their page, go through their friends list and start adding those people. They're probably going to accept because you have mutual friends. So get them on your page. Try to get them exposed to what we have going on. If you are going to post in these groups, like Montana said, do something different. So maybe try making a video. If you're nervous about making videos, then make videos, because the only way you're going to get comfortable with it is if you do it. So if you want to make videos and send them to me and see what I think about them, or Montana, see what she thinks about them, then you can do that, or in the group chat, the group page, whatever. The goal is to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. All right. Does anybody?
Videos on my personal page actually really help a lot. I know Brian, when I first started, he made me make videos. And so making videos really help when you put on your personal page too.
Oh yeah. People can, and when you're messaging people, and something Montana got me into was voice messaging them, not texting them, voice messaging them. They can hear your excitement. They can hear that you're a real person, that you're being genuine, you really want to help them, that kind of stuff. So yeah, okay, it might seem a little scary at first making videos or sending voice messages, but the one thing to keep in mind is why you joined the business in the first place. You want financial freedom, time freedom. You know, in order to get those things that most people don't have in life, you have to do the things that most people aren't willing to do. So you've got to start getting comfortable with that stuff. Does anybody have any questions, anything you want me to go over on Facebook, other things that you could be doing or anything? No. Okay. All right.
Hey,
Yes.
do you want me to ask anybody in the chat that can't get on?
Yeah, sure. You can ask that. Let me give you a couple minutes.
Start narrator.
Oh my Lord. Go away. I'll move this thing.
Brian, do you want me to step in while they're waiting for some questions? I can go over like some steps to success and stuff because we have some new distributors on here.
Yes, yes. Hold on a minute. Let me stop the sharing so they can use. All right.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, so if you're a new distributor, say you signed up days, weeks ago, whatever it is, your first goal is to find 4 loyal customers, 4 customers, period, to buy any product that we have, okay? When you get those 4 customers, that's when you're going to get your $120 in free product. And you make commission on all of that as well. So that's going to be your first goal. So what I like to do is I like to go to my eSuite, go to documents, and print out my steps to success. And this is how I keep track of like the customers that I enroll as well. So your customers would go here, 4. Your distributors would go at the bottom here, 3. So that's your first goal. And don't forget, like, reach out to your family and friends and let them know, hey, I just started a business. I would really like your support. Would you mind ordering a product to help you reach your goals? Just reach out to them. If you don't ask, it's always going to be a no. And that's the biggest thing Triple Diamond, Sean Martinez always told me is, if you don't ask, it's always going to be a no. So don't be scared to ask. Don't be scared of what people think when you're posting on your Facebook, because, you know, like the way I look at it is, I'm not going to take in somebody else's opinion that isn't offering to feed my kids, that isn't offering to pay my bills. I'm doing something because this is my lifestyle change. This is me stepping out of my comfort zone and making a change for my family and doing something differently. And that's what most of everybody's goals on here is, to make that change for their family. So don't ever get negative or down if somebody comes at you negative or, you know, saying, well, your posts are annoying. There's a delete button. Family or friends, doesn't matter. So that's something I always try to remember. Hey. Can you go ahead and mute, Brian?
Yeah.
All right, so I get a lot of questions for new distributors. Okay, well, how do I promote? What do I do? How do I grab that Ruby bonus? Literally, when I put the step success in front of you and say, find 4 customers, now go help 3 people join the business. Now, those 3 people you help join the business, go teach them how to find 4 customers. That's exactly how you're going to promote to Ruby. It's all about helping the people that you bring in as distributors and helping them gain their success. Amanda, I know she has heard me say, take your focus off your own self, off your business, and start putting it onto your distributors. And when you help your distributors get success, you will ultimately get success in the end. So here's what a Ruby chart looks like, right? You already enrolled your 3 distributors, right? You taught them how to get their 4 customers. Now all you need is one of those girls to get 2 distributors, and boom, $1,000 cash bonus, average of $599 in commission. So that's what you're shooting for right now. So your first step, 4 loyals. Now go help 3 people to join this business and teach them to do the exact same thing. A couple things that really helped me, because like I say, I'm a really bad follow-upper, and I forget to follow up with people. So I actually have a calendar, like a whiteboard calendar on my refrigerator. And all the people that say, okay, I want to buy here, by then, I want to join on this day, I'll write their name down on my calendar and I follow up with them the day before. And I use voice messaging with everything. One, it's more convenient for me because I don't have a lot of time to be writing things out because I have 3 kids. And 2, it helps them create excitement with you. It helps them, hold on, let me get my.
I seen the yelling face.
Brian, you want to continue for a minute so I can get that?
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay, awesome. All right, so while she's doing that, then you can go ahead and share the screen again. All right, go over some things on Instagram. All right, so here's Montana's Instagram. Yes, I do all of her leads. So I run ads for her. I do her Instagram account. She talks to everybody. So I get her the leads. She talks to them, all that good stuff. If you have husbands that want to get into this, have them get a hold of me. I can tell them what to do, what they could be doing to help you get some leads for people. And that way you can focus just on talking to people. All right, so Instagram, right? What you're going to do, your main focus on Instagram is the same as Facebook. You want to get people to follow you. You want them to be on your account, to be exposed to what you're posting, right? So again, try to make videos. You know, I think it goes up to like 1 minute for videos on Instagram, which we're about to start doing. But one of the things you could start looking for, places you could start looking for people, is you can go think about where you could find some women that care, like that want to look good, right? That want Cosmopolitan magazine. You know, people are like, they'll be on Cosmopolitan magazine, Vogue, Glamour magazine. Those are people that you want to promote, like hair, skin, and nails to, lip and eye cream, stuff like that, right? So you go to Cosmopolitan, and it's not going to let you do it on the desktop, but if you're on your phone and you go here to Cosmopolitan and you search for it, you click on followers. You could start following everybody that follows Cosmopolitan magazine, and you can do that for anything, even weight loss groups, right? Let's see, IG weight loss. 2.1 million. These are going to be people that care about weight loss and that want to lose weight, looking for fitness tips, eating habits, stuff like that. So you're going to go here and you're going to follow them as well. Something that we use, if you don't want to have a lot of people that you are following and they're not following you back. So one of the things that you can use is Instagress. You get it for 3 days free, right? Like this is just from yesterday. All right, you set it up. It's an automatic thing. Like I'll start it at night while we're sleeping, and it'll continue to work while we're sleeping. So you go here to Instagress.com. Like I said, you get 3 days for free or 30 days for $10, right? Which is really good. So you can set it for what you want it to do for you. You can go through and have it like people's stuff, follow people, and then it will unfollow people that aren't following you back. So I think we woke up this morning, or up to like right now, there's like 50 people, new people that had followed her. So at the end of the day, it'll go through all the people that haven't, and it'll start unfollowing the people. So likes, comments, you can even select the comments. I don't typically do comments just because if you preset a comment, like down here, wait, where's that? Oh, I'll find it in a minute. But it'll look for these tags, right? If people puts a hashtag weight loss journey, it'll go to their post that they put the hashtag on, and it'll like it, and it'll even follow them. And that's how you can set the specific audience that you want to follow or like, or that you want to follow you back, and all that good stuff. This is also something else that you'll have to go through and just mess with, get the hang of. Activity speed, I'll leave it on fast just because, you know, I want it to grow faster. Advanced filters, minimum comments. This is for if it won't comment or like something if it doesn't have a minimum of like, say, 5 likes or 5 comments, right? Follow. Where did I follow that? Okay, usernames. So up top, I put follow, right? Where is it at? Where's it at? Give me a minute to find this. Okay, here it is. Follow source under follow. Why is this not working? I swear this computer is going to be the death of me. Oh yeah, duh. Stop it. Can't edit it while it's running. All right. So like I said, go under follow and your follow source. These are going to be the people you are following. So you're going to click followers of usernames, right? Followers of usernames. Don't follow the same user. Check that one so you're not following the same people twice. Don't follow private users. You can check it or not check it. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. I just leave it unchecked. And then you're going to scroll down to usernames because you're going to be following people with certain usernames. So I got it following people that are a part of that are following Cosmopolitan, Vogue magazine, IG weight loss, IG weight loss. That's what I'm targeting right now. And those people have started following me back already. So you could set this for different things, right? If you don't want followers, it'll just like people's comments or posts of these users with these hashtags. So that's one. This is just one way you can grow your Instagram while you're sleeping. If you're not able to be on Instagram during the day, this is one of the ways that you can do it. Another awesome thing that I just found out yesterday, Iconosquare. I don't know if any of you have heard of it before, but I sure haven't until yesterday. I've been messing with it. So yeah, you can type in up here at the search bar. This is going to show you popular hashtags to be using when you make your product posts or even your distributor posts. You type in weight loss up top, or even let's go to dieting.
Hey, I got a question in for this thing right here.
What?
Somebody asked, does Instagram automatically follow the people that you follow?
What do you mean?
It says, does Instagram automatically follow someone who follows you?
No, it doesn't. But if somebody is just randomly following you, it didn't come from Instagram. Instagram, if you have somebody follow you, it's because you followed them first. So no, it's not. I don't think there's even a way to set it to follow people that follow you. But you can always go through. You're going to get a notification for it. So when somebody follows you, you're going to get the notification. So you can just, right there in the notifications, you can follow them. So yeah, Iconosquare, dieting. These are the top hashtags. Matt, dieting sucks. That is the #1 hashtag right now for dieting. So this is actually really good. You can put hashtag dieting sucks. People are going to look that up, and they're going to be like, and more than likely it's going to be people that hate dieting, so they could probably use the products if they want a little boost, right? So you can put hashtag dieting sucks, dieting is hard, dieting problems. This is actually a free service. You don't have to pay for any of this. So I would definitely recommend getting on here and using this for everything that you post, whether it's a lifestyle post, because you want to incorporate your lifestyle into it when you're posting as well. You know, motivational posts, everything. Weight loss journey. So yeah, just go through, type in whatever you can think of, something that's might not be, you know, very common to most people. You might stumble upon an awesome hashtag that nobody's messing with, and you might be able to get some pretty cool leads off of that. As far as your Instagram account, before I forget, make sure that your phone number, if you don't mind people texting you, you put a little bit about yourself, your phone number, and your Facebook link. Always put your Facebook link in your bio. So that way people, if they don't want to message you on Instagram, they can connect with you on Facebook and see more about what you're about. So make sure yours looks something like this. so people can actually get a hold of you. You don't want to lose any leads that you have. But as far as that, Instagram and Facebook, that's pretty much all that I got, unless anybody has any questions or needs any other training on Facebook.
I would definitely put your number on Instagram, because I had a girl that she wouldn't DM me on Instagram, but she decided to text me, and she ordered that day. And that was like my second day on Instagram. So yes.
Okie dokie. Dang, I was just, personal results or results pictures. Don't go to Google and find results pictures. Don't do it, because there's been a couple distributors that have found images on Google and posted these results photos, and the person in the picture just so happened to not even use It Works products to get to where they were, and they got pretty mad about it. So.
Yeah, we actually have a group called, and I'll add you guys in it, is Team Bling Compliant Results. And these are all results from customers that are from our team, which is Noelle's team, and distributors' results as well.
Right. All right. So potential customers, when you start getting these leads in, you're going to have, a lot of you are probably thinking, how do I talk to them? How do I talk to customers? How do I talk to distributors, right? So when you start getting the leads in, don't get nervous about talking to somebody, because it's really easy. Don't overthink it. Hold on. Let's see what this says. Problem with the language barrier on Instagram. A language barrier on Instagram? What do you mean by that?
Well, when I get on Instagram, there's like a whole bunch of people who will comment on my stuff that are like, I don't know, Arabic or something. What? I don't know. Yeah. And I can't communicate with them. And that's like what most of the people comment. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Or Spanish or.
See, that's actually really easy to fix. If you download
Renee said Google Translator.
Yeah, exactly. I'm serious. I've talked to
Actually smart.
I've held an entire conversation with somebody using Google Translate. So you can actually use that app to talk to people. You just copy and paste what they say in there and translate it, and then just write it in English and then translate it.
But not from Arabic though, because we're not there.
Yeah, not Arabic.
Duh. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
But like people who speak Spanish, yeah, you know what I mean? So that's something you could definitely translate.
Yeah.
Or we might have a couple girls on our team who actually speak Spanish, and they could probably help too.
Most definitely. So when you're talking to the customers, whether it's in Spanish or English, who is that? I got you on the Simone end. When you're talking to the customers, okay, they say they're hold on a minute, let me mute this. All right, so when you're talking to the customers and they say, I'm interested in, say it's the wraps, right? Which a lot of people post about the wraps and everybody wants to try them, but is it the best thing for them? You don't know unless you ask them. So when they say, I'm interested in the wraps, okay, awesome, that's exciting, I can't wait, till you get started, whatever. You say, what, if you don't mind me asking, what are your weight loss goals exactly? What goals are you trying to, achieve here? If they say, I want to lose 20 to 50 pounds or whatever, then you're going to make the best recommendation for them, which is going to be, okay, well, honestly, I wouldn't recommend the wraps to start off with, because you're trying to get people to sign up as a loyal customer, and you want to give them what's going to benefit them the most. So tell them what you recommend. What's your diet like? What's your exercising like? Do you exercise? If they eat a lot of bad food, then they might need fat fighters. So your goal here is to find out what their goals are, how their diet is, what their exercising is like. When you get all those answers, that'll tell you which products to recommend to them. So 20 to 50 pounds, not really exercising, probably have, bad food 3 out of the 7 days, and you're going to want to probably offer them or recommend to them the triple threat: greens, fat fighters, and ThermoFit. Excuse me. and then they're going to ask what they do. So you just send them, the highlights of what they do. You don't have to go into a paragraph about each one. ThermoFit burns, 278 calories, speeds up your metabolism, curbs your appetite, right? Fat Fighters blocks some of the fats and carbs out of the bad foods that you eat. Greens, 38 superfoods, 8 servings of fruits and vegetables. And it's a detox drink, as well as gives you, natural energy. Just something quick for all 3 of them. If they say that they can't afford that, then you ask them what their budget is. Okay, that's fine. What's your budget? What are we working with here? They say $50 and they still need the triple threat. Then you could say, okay, well, how about we start you off on the greens and maybe Fat Fighters, right? That might be about $56 right there. I'm sure they'll go up another $6. And then you can tell them about the $35, how they can get the ThermoFit for free, which is the $35 product credit, right? When you sign up, they get a share site. Once they get that share site and they have friends or family that are interested in the products, then they can share that site with them. If their friends or family orders from that, then they get their choice of either $35 product credit or a free box of wraps. So always look for ways to get the customer exactly what they want, whether it's saving them money, because even through the share site, you still get credit for that. And it's helping them out. You're getting your orders. Hold on. What is they saying down here? Have you ever recommended the wrong product to a LC? No, I have not, because
it goes to me.
Well, yeah, I'll either go to Montana or you can go to the product coach, and you can see. I mean, like I said, the goal here is to figure out which product is the right ones. You're going to find that out by what their weight loss goals are, their eating habits are like. If they drink a lot of caffeine, then ThermoFit is it ThermoFit? ThermoFit is not the best product to get them on, because she's about to say something, ain't you?
Yeah. So if you have somebody who drinks tons of caffeine, I would not get them on ThermoFit. But our Triple Diamond Jamie said that she drinks tons of caffeine, but she also takes Confianza, which balances out her, what's it called, your cortisol levels or something levels. I can't remember. I forget what it's called. But yeah, so I just try to stay away from it if I have somebody that drinks lots of caffeine, because that's the last thing I want is somebody to gain weight. So I try to stay away from ThermoFit if I have somebody who drinks lots of caffeine. So that's why I always ask that question. How is your caffeine intake daily?
Yeah. So yeah, you find out their budget, how you can help them. $50, find the products that are going to, be around that price to get them started. See what you can get them within that free product credit, that free $35 product credit. And, they're going to be more than excited once you tell them, like, hey, they're going to get a $10 product credit at the end of their order, whether it's freaking Fat Fighters or whatever. They're going to get that $10 credit. Then after the order is complete, and I think that's for sharing on Pinterest, but then after that order is complete, they're going to get that share site for another $35. So now they're going to have enough money to get the ThermoFit. So they're going to have everything that they want. If they still seem kind of iffy about it, well, I'm not really sure or whatever, you always want to try to get a time to follow up with them. When do you think you would be able to do this? Or you got to be excited about it as well. If the customers aren't excited about the weight loss, about what this is going to do for them, then you can't. It's going to be harder to sell to anybody. If you're not excited about it, they're not going to be excited about it. So I think that's one of the reasons why Montana does the whole voice messaging thing, and she really does sound excited about everything. Literally everything. I'll go through the messages on, our Facebook page or our business page, and I'll listen to them. You got to sound excited, genuinely want to help them, and you're going to see your results are going to change dramatically. But yeah, always try to. What?
Brian, can I ask a question?
Yes.
As a new distributor, the issue I'm having, like when I'm talking to either a potential distributor or potential LC, always tell us to go to our upline, the person that brought us into the business or whatever. I usually get a pause in between there when I ask, hey, I have, my friend Tiffany or, whoever, I'd like to bring them in on this conversation to make sure you get all the information and all your questions answered, and see, if they might, be able to answer your questions better than I can. I always get a pause and then they don't respond. And then sometimes they'll come back and they'll say, sure, and sometimes you don't hear anything from them.
Okay, the reason for that is, yeah, you do want to get them in a three-way, but if you say it like that, then a lot of people might think that, okay, she's not confident in what she's doing if she doesn't have the answers for me. So one of the things that you can say and do to avoid that is you can say, hey, I'm so excited that you're wanting to get into this. You know, working from home is amazing. You know, my friend, I really want to introduce you to her. She's making, you know, $16,000 a month, and she's
talking about product, not working at home. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So you're talking about products then?
I've had it happen with potential LCs and potential distributors.
Okay, so yeah, for the potential distributors, then it would be my friend is making this much money. I would really like to introduce you to her. She makes this much, got this much in bonuses. She introduced this to me. I think I would really like to introduce you to her if that's okay. And you know, that doesn't say anything about not having the questions or her being able to answer anything more. It's just you're excited to introduce them to somebody.
Okay.
And then take over. But as for the customers, Montana, how would you do that with a three-way for customers?
Something. Okay, Bella, go get in the shower. Something I do with that is I've been staying out of the three-way chats, and I have been just walking my distributors through talking to them. So, for example, they will say, "Hey, someone commented on my post. What do I say next?" So I'll give them something to message them with, right? And they'll say, okay, they responded with this. What do I say next? And then I'll give them what to respond with that way. That way, they're not bringing me into the conversation, but they're talking to that potential customer with excitement at the same time with what I'm replying with.
That's exactly how I do it too. I have them copy and paste the message to me, and then I'll create a response, and they'll copy that and send it to their potential DT or LC.
Right.
And that's really helped them.
Okay. All right.
And something Chad Kneller said, our ambassador, said that when you go to put them, and like Brian was talking about, when you go to put them in a three-way chat for a potential distributor, you need to talk that person up that you're going to bring them into, because then that makes them interested and excited to and willing to listen to that person.
Right.
I promise I wasn't peeing. My son was peeing. I just heard the toilet. I swear it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Sure.
If you guys want
I know.
if you want an outline of how to talk to the distributors, I'll send it to you guys the exact way how Montana talks to them. It controls the conversation. It'll give you step-by-step what to say, how to say it. The only thing that you need to do in preparation for that is you can either use Montana's story. Okay, you could say, like after you send them the steps to success or whatever, 30 seconds after they read it, you're going to throw out the story, right? So you can use Montana's story. If you don't have one yet with the company, you could use hers. And you can say, well, you know, I understand what you're going through, blah, blah, blah. This is her story. And it kind of cancels out how much it gets them not thinking about the $99 to sign up. And it starts getting them to think about, oh, wow, well, this person was in the same boat. They made a change and they did it. So can I, right?
Absolutely.
So if you guys, actually, I'll throw that in the group chat for as soon as we get off so everybody can have that, the steps to exactly how to talk to somebody, as well as the steps for, you know, talking to a customer. So you can actually have it in front of you and you can follow it step by step. Other than that, does anybody have any questions, anything that you want to go over?
Anybody at all? No, y'all just gonna get off here and just go rock it with customers and distributors, right?
I've seen Diane ask a question.
I have a question.
Is that Laura?
Yes.
Okay.
How can I help my distributors build up their EVs?
I'm sorry, I could hear you.
How can I help my distributors build up their volumes?
Okay, so what you can do is one, you're going to be the runner, right? If your team sees you as a runner, then they're going to want to follow your lead. That's why we call it leading from the front, right? You want to check in with your distributors every single day. See what they need help with. Maybe they need encouragement for that day. Whatever they need help with is what you should be doing. Giving them examples how to talk to people, giving them examples how to enroll customers, anything like that. It's basically just leading from the front for your distributors, pouring your heart and soul into your distributors and helping them get their success. That's exactly how you'll help your team. And teaching them to follow the steps to success.
Somebody mute. I can't hear over all that noise.
Brian, can you mute?
Yeah. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. When you're posting on Facebook, especially about at work stuff, don't expect to get a lot of likes or any comments. It's very common. I mean, even myself in Montana, we don't get very many likes and comments unless it comes from our own distributors, but people are watching you and they message you. What it takes is consistency. So when you see people not liking, not commenting, don't assume that nobody likes it, because the fact of the matter is people are seeing it and they're actually thinking about getting the products or joining the opportunity. They just want to see you consistent with it, and they want to see, you know, that you're going to be there to support them, you know, all that jazz. So don't get what?
Oh, I was just saying right. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So don't get discouraged, because you're not going to get a lot of likes and comments on these posts, but people are watching. We've had people that, you know, signed up after a year of watching, you know, and it just takes people time. And the reason nobody likes and comments on this stuff is because they don't want everybody else and their mom seeing that comment on your post like, yeah, I want to lose weight. It's like, that's personal. You know what I mean? So people's not going to just, yeah, hey, I want to lose weight and, you know, I want to get my summer body going on or whatever. You know, can you help me out? People they're not going to want everybody to see that. So they'll end up messaging you. So you got to keep posting and being consistent with it.
Yes, this is also why we do those work at home parties and those wrap parties, is because that's where people are going to get their knowledge from. So when I throw these online parties, invite your friends, let them know that you're having this party with me, and invite them so we can educate them on the proper products, how to use them correctly, and what could really maximize their results. That's when they become interested. And I have people all the time who never like or comment anything, and then they'll message me and say, hey, I want to order this, or hey, I'm ready to join your team. Tell me more about it. So the key thing, like Brian said, is keep consistent. And the more excited you are, the more excited people around you are going to be. Ask yourself this, okay, would you join somebody who was not consistent with their business? No, I would not join somebody that was not consistent with their business, because I want to know the person that I join under or I even buy product from is going to stay in this business, is going to be able to teach me, and that is serious about their business.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is your business. You're going to run it how you want to, how you see fit. You're going to be the one to grow this. All right. And just keep in mind, like, you're doing something that most people aren't willing to do. And that's why most people will not have the lifestyle that you're going to have. So
I have a question.
What's up?
I'm sorry. I'm pretty new too, but I was wondering if there was like a certain like one or two things that you guys do every single day that you make sure that like a checklist that you check off every single day that you do, whether it's like messaging someone or, you know, posting, but what's like a list of things that you do every day, like faithfully?
I see Montana unmute. Here she goes.
Yes.
Okay, so something I do every single day is I'm making sure I'm following up with people. Okay, that is, the follow-up is in the key. If you don't follow up with somebody, they're going to go and buy from somebody else or go join somebody else because you didn't follow up with them and they forgot about you. So you want to make sure you're following up with people. That's one thing that I try to make sure I get better at every single day. 2, I'm looking at my calendar. I'm making sure, like, okay, this person's going to join on the 15th. So I'm making sure that I'm going to follow up with her on the 14th to make sure she's excited, to make sure she's ready. and to just get her a little bit excited with me. So I always follow up the day before. And another thing I do is I make sure I'm consistent every single day on my wall. I don't care if I'm tired or I'm sick or I'm sad or I'm crying or I'm mad at the world that day. Whatever I post on Facebook is going to be positive and it's going to inspire someone, and I'm going to make sure I'm consistent with on my Facebook. So don't bring negativity into your Facebook. That's one of the things I tell everybody about, because think about it. Would you join somebody who inspires you, or would you join somebody who is cussing all over their Facebook? I would probably join the person who's inspiring me.
Yep. I got, I didn't tell Montana, she'd probably yell at me, but I have two or three people that I used to be friends with from back home that are not, their Facebook wall would not be pleasant for somebody to come across and see some of the things that they post. And I would not want them representing our team or our business. So when they asked to join this company, I mean, they're friends of mine. They were friends of mine. And when I go through and look at their stuff and the way that they're talking and everything, I don't want them on my team. This is your business. This isn't,
yep, exactly.
This isn't something like you just sign up anybody and everybody. You got to think about what's best for the team and what's best for your business. So yeah, they're mad at me that I won't sign them up, but in the end, it's what's best for you guys and what's best for our business.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's a couple things that I make sure I'm doing every day, and I make sure that I'm checking in with all of my distributors in my group chats, making sure everybody's doing good. So those are the list of things that I kind of do every single day. That's really helped me grow my business.
Mm-hmm. One thing.
Juby wants to add on.
What's
Juby
up,
wants to add.
Jubilee?
Hi, sorry. I just wanted to add on to Brian and Montana. Like they said, this is your business. You know, yeah, Brian and Montana can give us all the tips they want, but it's really up to you whether to use it or not. You know, you have to reach out and you have to go through your e-suite. I have a problem with a lot of my girls too with not going into their e-suite and learning every single thing in there. When I first joined, I had printed out all my products, all the informations on our products. I created a binder and I took that everywhere with me. When I didn't know the answer to it, I just handed them the binder and said, this is the answer to your question. I just joined this business and I would love for you to read on it. So that's how I got a lot of people interested. When I first joined was I made sure I studied all my products. I made sure I knew everything that, because I didn't want to look like an idiot when people ask. I wanted to talk to them with confidence, because when people talk to you and you don't know your products, they're probably not going to ask you. They're going to go ask somebody else. So if you want to be really good at this business, you got to study your products. That's how you know the perfect product to you know, give to somebody or suggest to someone. Also, you always want to keep in touch with your upline. And I think Montana got, you know, had irritated with me when I first joined, because every single day I was messaging her up until 4 a.m., right?
Right. Yeah, especially like if you are having issues with your business, or if you are struggling or need answers or more training, reach out to me. It's not my job to reach out to you. It's your job to reach out to me and say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. This is what I need help with, and I will help you. But you have to reach out to me.
Something you guys can do to help you out every day, if you have a whiteboard, chalkboard, you know, a piece of paper, even whatever, make a list of what you got to do every day and stick it on the wall, the refrigerator, you know, above your desktop computer, whatever. You know, they could say things like post on my Facebook 5 times a day, follow up with everybody in my messages, you know, just post goals on things that you need to be going through every day and make sure you check them off throughout the day. If you didn't check them off, then you know that you haven't worked your business to the fullest that day, right? And there's a difference between income producing activities and non-income producing activities. What I mean by that is there's some things that people do and they think they're growing their business, and then there's some things that they should be doing. Some things you should not be doing is scrolling Facebook all day, right? These are non-income producing activities. When you scroll Facebook, you're just in the group chats talking to people, things like that. Those are not things that's going to build your business. Yes, it's nice to be in the group chat. You need to be in the group chat, get the information. But if you're just scrolling Facebook all day, commenting on random friends' posts, having a good time or whatever, you're not going to grow your business like that. Income producing activities would be going through groups, adding new people, talking to new people, learning different marketing strategies, personal development. Those are all income producing activities. Those are the things that you should be doing on a daily basis. So
yes, and there's also a website where you, like for moms who work, you can schedule your posts so that you can come back later and check up on your messages. Like for busy moms, I use Buffer or Hootsuite to schedule all my posts for the next day. So I'm up late the day before so I can schedule all my posts for the next day. And then you can insert like lifestyles in between of what you're doing that day. That way you're not spending way too much time on trying to figure out when to post and what to post. Schedule it the night before or Sunday night, sit down and schedule all your posts for the week. That way you have time to add people and talk to people and, just getting the word out there.
Yeah. Awesome. So I don't have any.
Definitely with Buffer. I know a lot of my girls who work full time, they really use that Buffer because like I said, like Doobie said, it really helps you stay consistent on your Facebook without actually being on Facebook because you can't be on Facebook while you're at work, right? So it helps you stay consistent on your Facebook. And another thing is like when you guys need help answering questions to people, come to me. Like I'm here to help you answer those. But also, like Brian said, you have the product coach as well for you to be able to go there and be like, okay, well, this would be good for her because it gives you literally to the detail of every single product.
Yeah. Amen.
I have something to say too, real quick. For those of you that are in the Diamond Repstar page, I posted videos a while back of the Buffer on how to set up your schedule because a lot of people they didn't like how it was posting all of their stuff together like in an album. And I did a video on how to set up that schedule and the time and all of that. And I did it for the iPhone and for the Android version.
Amanda, can you put that in the startup page? Because we don't have that in there.
Yeah, I tried already, and I don't know how to get it in there. I think I have the videos on my iPad, so I'm going to charge it, and if I can, then I'm going to put them on there. But I tried to save it to my phone, and it wouldn't let me. But I'm going to get that charged up tonight and try to put that in the new startup page. So, because a lot of people were asking, so that would be a good idea.
Coolness. Awesome. Anything else from anybody whatsoever?
Yeah, I don't want anybody to feel overwhelmed at all with this business because bring the excitement to this business. This business is supposed to be fun, not stressful, okay? And that's the thing is don't get stressed over this business. Yes, we just gave you tons of knowledge. So what you're going to do is implement it step by step, not all at once. You're not going to remember everything, but guys, just be excited. That's it. All it is. Like Chad says, I'd rather have a distributor with no knowledge than a distributor with knowledge and on ice. And that really means something because, sorry, my daughter's yelling, but she's over here yelling. But yeah, just be excited and people around you are going to be excited and just be consistent. Ooh, she's mad.
All right. So if anybody has any other questions, go ahead and say so, and we could go over that. If not, how do you save and organize audio clips?
I actually have another tip too for those of you that like I know Anna said that
I'm
she
not
has trouble.
understanding what you're saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I know Montana was talking about how she has trouble following up, so she uses her whiteboard. Something that helps me with follow-ups is I use the alarm system on my iPhone, and I set an alarm for when I'm supposed to follow up, what day. And I usually do it depending on what time zone they're in. I usually try to do it, in the evening time when they're off work or whatever. And it just sends me an alarm and lets me know, hey, you got to follow up with this person. So it helps me remember my calendar. I know. And I do that right away when I get off the phone or off the chat with a potential distributor or a customer. I always put that right into my phone and my calendar. So it'll send me an alarm when it's time to follow up. That too.
Yeah, totally. I do that. I do the same thing. You said you have an iPhone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll literally just hold down the home button and I'll say set a reminder for tomorrow at 6 p.m. to contact so-and-so, and then it'll set it.
Right.
So, there's all kinds of ways to do it. If you want an app to do it, you can download, I think it's called MLM, and it'll separate your potential customers and distributors and all that good stuff. So, audio messages, I think that was Diane that said that. How do you save and organize audio clips? They're going to be in previous conversations that you've had with distributors. You just remember which one they're in. I'm not sure how Montana does it. I think she might do it like that, but you just go back through and you can literally forward your audio message to another person. So, yep. Anybody got anything else? Any other questions?
So you just move them from one conversation to the next?
Yes. If you can go in there and you can forward your audio message that you sent somebody, you can forward it to the potential that you're talking to.
Okay. There's no way to save them on I don't know what. That's what I was meaning. Like on a clip notes or.
Let me see. Not that I'm seeing.
Okay, I don't know of any way to do that.
No, there's not.
Okay.
Nope. Anybody else? One. What's that?
I hear crickets.
Going once, going twice. All right. Well, if you guys have no other questions, then I will go ahead and stop the meeting, stop the recording. I'll send it out to you guys if you guys want to reference anything for later, the whole Facebook, Instagram, Iconosquare, all that stuff we went over. So I'll go ahead and send that out to you guys as soon as it's done uploading to YouTube.
Hey, real fast.
Yes.
You may have said it, but how much is that in Instagram?
I think it's $9.99 for 30 days. And then you get 3 days for free. So that's like, you can mess with it for 3 days and see how it's working for you before you decide if you even want to get it or not.
Okay.
So that's just something that I'm going to use while we're sleeping, because during the day, I'm going to actually be working it. But while we're sleeping, I would like something to be working for me when I'm not able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Y'all getting very many potentials off of Instagram?
I don't know. I just started, we used to, but I just started growing it again, because now me and Montana use the business page on Facebook. That's all automated. When I get the ad set up for that, we find something good. That's just, Facebook's going to work itself. So now I'm getting into Instagram, and I'm going to start trying to automate that and, getting some more leads off of that as well. So I'm sure I'll be doing another training probably in another 5-6 days or whatever. When I get everything going, maybe I'll find, my mentor is actually going to be doing a training with me as well, that some things that she does on Instagram. So once I get all that, I'll pass it all off to you guys.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
All right. You guys have a good day. If you have any questions, message me, message the group chat, or message Montana. Peace out, suckers.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thanks for everything, guys.